It's been a while. Last time we left off, we were waiting on parts. I did put in the request for those couple parts, but I got tired of waiting. So, what happened is I have a bunch of Legos at the school, and I had my kids go for a little scavenger hunt. We ended up finding the two pieces we needed. So instead of waiting for Lego to send us our new ones, I was like, I ain't waiting. We're getting this taken care of. So we need to go in and rip out our accommodations. So on this part, I did my own 6x6 build. Was not 6x6, but we made it work. So we gotta, without breaking stuff, right? Go in, rip this apart a little bit. This has ended up being a little bit more than I thought it would end up being for ripping apart. But oh no. I might have to rip apart more than I anticipated. Could I leave it? Call it good, yes. But I don't want to. I wanted a 6x6 piece there. I don't know if I can get this apart. Wiggling and jiggling to get this stuff apart. Okay. So, will I be able to get this part now is the question. Okay, so this is what ended up happening. I ended up making my own 6x6 using these blocks. 3 separate plates. Because that's what I had, right? But then we ended up missing this piece, so I couldn't move on anyway. So I had the kids find a 6x6 plate. So we're gonna make it officially how it's supposed to be. So we'll add that in. Now we'll have to put this back together how it's supposed to be. I had to take out more pieces than I anticipated. Which is okay, I guess. as long as it's all put together nicely now. My original pieces, so from Lego itself, if I were to wait for these, wait for the parts, I'd still be end of this week into next week, and I really want this done this weekend. I'm hoping get some done today, probably a little bit tomorrow. It'll be finished by tomorrow for sure, possibly tonight. I am not waiting around any longer. I'm tired of waiting, and I want to get this build done. So I'm glad that the kids were able to find the piece. A couple pieces I needed. They match up, so that's what we're gonna go with. Cause I ain't waiting anymore. No more waiting. Okay. That is all put back together the way it should be. Now with the 6x6 plate. So, moving on. This is where you get up to this part now. This piece here. Okay? So, this roof tile was missing from the bag. So we had those two pieces missing from one bag, bag 10, both pieces. So there you go. Now I'm debating whether or not that's going to irritate me. Because I think it is one shade too dark. Is it going to be enough for me to say, okay, we have to wait? I think it's going to be covered up enough. Like, I'm tired of waiting. My other green 6x6 plate blends in pretty well. If it's not exact, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference with that one. That one's pretty good, but this one's just a shade darker. And it's close. I think it's going to be buried underneath quite a bit of stuff and covered up in front. So I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to say it's good enough, and we're going to get rolling. I'm not waiting anymore. I really want this build done. So okay, so here is a comparable. Yeah, so it is slightly different. We needed this little light one, and mine's a little shade probably one step darker. Okay, that's like minor details there, right? So here's a thing that I can do. I can put, I have to see where things go in the book, but instead of putting it here, I took this piece off here for a comparable. I could put this piece that I had here up here, because this one will be buried. This one might be easily accessible. Okay, so I will check my book, see where we're at, but this piece might move up here. See where we're at here. That's all good yet. It looks like that piece will be continued Okay, that's what we'll do. That one will be easily accessible. So I'm going to move that light piece to the top, because that's the correct piece. I'll move my dark piece to the bottom. That's my incorrect piece. And then I will, once I get that piece, swap that piece out. But that concludes bag 10. So last few steps, really irritating. But those last two pieces were missing. Those last couple things. So we'll move on to bag 11. I am so glad to be able to make some videos and content off this build again and get moving, because I really wanted to get this build done a couple weeks ago. It was easily able to be done when I was hoping to get it finished. But that really did a big setback by missing those pieces, and I haven't had that happen before. But I'm sure it's probably like here and there, but I don't think it's that common for Lego to mess up that severely, because our 6x6 piece that we were missing needed to be green, and I got a black one. Like, I still got a 6x6 piece, but it was one that I wasn't able to cover up. Like, I could have used this 6x6, it would have worked, but I still would have been missing that other piece. So, like, I ended up missing 2 pieces out of that bag. But with this 6x6, it would have been visible, like that black piece, and there was a lot that was built up on top of that, but it's an exterior part, right? So if it was like internal, would have been covered up, I would have just used it. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. That's where you have to look ahead and see, like, is it something that I can do and make work? Or is it something that now I have to put in the missing part request, which for me, I got to experience putting in that missing part request, and that actually wasn't too terrible. The only downside with it is that it takes forever. It says it could take up to 30 days. Once it was shipped, it said 8 to 12. And unfortunately, there is no tracking. So if you count 8 to 12 from when it was shipped, it would be here end of this week. So within the next few days, or within today or tomorrow. I haven't checked mail today yet. But either today, end of this week, or into next week. And my guess is going to be sometime next week when I receive them. So I just want to get it done, and be finished and call it a wrap, So I have my display case that I bought for this set coming on Sunday. So I want to be able to put that case together and get this thing displayed, ready to go. So I was very happy to have my kids, my students, right, to be able to find those couple pieces I needed, and that way I could get this finished up. There's not a whole lot left. I mean, we're almost 3/4 of the way done with this section of the hut, of the Shire. Then we have the few extra scenes for our last book that shouldn't take too long. So, I mean, it's definitely close to coming all together, which is really exciting, and I'm really glad that we're almost done, because this is a build that I was able to get right away on release. I did one of the early Lego Insider release dates, so I was able to order it before the official release date, and then it was something that I wasn't able to start right away because I was working on my other build. Okay, I was working on Rivendell, so if you haven't seen that content, go ahead and pull up the channel. It's posted. and then the missing pieces. So it's definitely been chaotic and not so fun, honestly. But we're making do. We're gonna make it work as much as possible, and just see kind of what happens. So right now we're just adding some mini details here. That's what it has us doing. The nice part about this set is it has a lot of the printed stuff, so you don't have to worry about a lot of stickers. Besides that, I mean, there's been a lot of debate on the price point of this set, which, yeah, I can agree with. It's priced up a little bit higher than what it should be, right? Based off the piece count and everything, but it's Lord of the Rings, so they're going to get that markup because they know that they're going to sell it. And I mean, it's been okay. It's been okay. I haven't had, like, it's a pretty decent build, lots of different features and that kind of thing. So overall, I would say I'm okay with it. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to spend a little bit less, right? But I think it's going to be pretty nice once it's all said and done here. Build this table. And the other part too, I didn't want to wait too long to see once those parts come in, because if I wait too long, I'm going to start building again. And what if I end up having more missing parts? So I really wanted to get this going, right? Get it figured out and solved, and got sticker number 6 here to put on. Gotta wake up. Because I know that's going to be my luck. You know, I'm going to get to this point now and end up missing another piece. Just feel it. Some chairs. Got some chairs going here. It's a pretty fancy way of doing a chair. That's kind of unique how they did that. I wouldn't have thought. I don't like that though. They don't like sit in nicely. They just kind of sit there. They don't like sit tight. So if I were to move this set, they'd wiggle around. So that is a downside to those chairs. You guys have no idea how happy I am, though, to get building on this set again. Get it off my kitchen table. This could be so nice. Okay. There you go. Add that in there, and these last few parts. Now we add lots of detail here with some more plants, more flowers, odds and ends. Add some cheese. Don't know why. Don't understand the purpose of that. What's up? Who do I got watching tonight? New, returning. Let's see who I got. Beans. Yes, I am Beans. I always like seeing who's watching. You are new to the channel too. I know you are not one of my followers. So welcome. What brings you to the channel today? Facts. Everyone loves Lego. It's an expensive hobby though. Very expensive hobby. Do you like Lord of the Rings or just everything Lego? Yep, older sets, 100%. So with the older sets, it's crazy because me and they're retired, you know, they skyrocket on price, which obviously you know that. I would love to get some of the older sets that I saw growing up as a kid that I was not able to get. But they are just way, 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 way too expensive at this point. This does not line up. Yes, especially the Star Wars ones. Especially the Star Wars ones. Where did I go wrong with this one? Like, that doesn't make sense. Added that piece, added that piece. Okay. Add that piece. That piece was wrong. Yes, 100%. I would agree with that. The older sets just meant more. There was more like design and, I don't know, overall planning and stuff, I think. Just more creativity and stuff compared to the newer sets now, is what I would say to them. Just made it that much more fun. But that's my input, you know. The newer ones, I think, just have gone up way more in price, but they really haven't changed anything from what they've done in the past. So I don't know how they fluctuate the price. I mean, you're justifying, like, okay, inflation, but the pieces do not cost that much. So I don't get where they're justifying those kind of prices. I mean, people buy them. Like me, I'm obviously still buying them, right? But I just started buying Lego this year. Because it was something that I was not able to afford as a kid. Parents couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it. Always wanted them, never could get them. So now I'm buying them. Still can't technically necessarily afford it, but, you know, as an adult, it's easier to get that money back. If you are interested, you can definitely go ahead and give my channel the follow. Look for the Lego building and stuff that I do. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, I mean the sets just they don't hit the same like they used to. You know, a set back in the day that used to be very like, okay, this just came out, this is really cool. And like you said, like new stuff now, like movie or TV show, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people do it now, right? Like that's more of the hobby. Those are more of the sets that you see. Where if you got a set back in the day, like that was huge. Like not a whole lot of people had it. You were one of the cool kids if you got it. Just meant a lot more. Meant a whole lot more. This one was one I debated. When it came out, I was super stoked because at that point it was like a concept. People were saying it's like an April Fool's joke. And I was curious to see what was going to happen there with it. But it came out, and at that point, I got the other two Lord of the Ring ones. And I never got any Lord of the Ring ones before. My first two sets that I bought out of my pocket were the two Lord of the Ring super expensive builds that were absolutely outrageous. Super big, time consuming, expensive, you name it, that's what they were, right? And then this one came out and I was like, well, I got my Lord of the Rings theme going, right? And this is a pretty cool build. So at that point, I just kind of bought it just because it goes with the theme and it's cool. But it wasn't like one of those like super, I had to have it. It was more of a, I got it because of having the others. Like if I had no other sets, I wouldn't have like went out of my way to go buy this one. Where like the other two that were Lord of the Rings, the Rivendell and Sauron's Tower. As I'm dropping pieces on the ground, those two I was like, no, I had to have. Like when I saw Sauron's Tower for the first time, I was like, I gotta have it. And I contemplated it as I saw the price. And I waited a couple months and then I saw it again. I was like, it's so beautiful. Like I have to have it. So at that point, I caved and I got it. And then I was like, oh, Rivendell, it's just another beautiful set. I was like, I have this one. It needs to have that one too. So then I bought those two. Then I got my Super Mario Yoshi one and my Back to the Future car, you know. So at that point, it was kind of odds and ends. Didn't really match the theme. But they were cool ones that weren't as expensive, right? So you justify those ones a little bit more because they aren't as expensive, but they're still decently priced. And then that's kind of where I'm at. So that's where I'm sitting. This one came out. I was like, okay. Yeah, exactly. You look at your bank account and you're like, oh, it's gone. That's the downside. Very big downside. It blows your mind how expensive it gets, and it adds up so quick. So we got 2 more stickers, the last of the stickers going on these black pieces. I'm going to be so glad to finish this build, though. Like, you guys have no idea how glad I am to get this done. Yes, microwave noodles. That's all my budget can afford. You're new to the channel, so I'm actually a teacher that started streaming Fortnite for my kids, my students, because that's what they wanted. They didn't believe that I played Fortnite. And then I figured, well, I was already streaming Fortnite. At that point, I might as well stream my Lego builds, right? Because they're huge Lego builds. So I teach first grade. So the budget of eating noodles is like an all-time for me because, you know, teachers' paychecks. So that's funny. That's funny. Times 2. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, for sure. Gets to be a lot, honestly. No sugarcoating it. Times have changed massively. But it's still a job that has a massive reward for for seeing the kids improve. And just those aha moments with them. Smarter they get. So where are you from? If you don't mind me asking, and if you don't mind sharing. I've had a lot of people from all over the place. Germany, Czech Republic, Canada, California. So it's kind of nice just seeing where all my viewers are from. Okay, Scotland. Wow. That's what I mean. Like, it's wild to see like where all the viewers are from. The biggest thing now with like all this technology and stuff we have now, it's huge. The viewers and everything that come with it now, they're all over the place. So, I mean, that's huge. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That's a pretty cool idea. Don't know where I'd put it. Maybe on a wall or something. Get a map or something and do that. He said take a map and put a tag of everywhere you get a viewer from. That'd be a really neat idea, honestly. I don't think I'm going to get that big. You're my 18th follower, so it's grown. I've had a lot of viewers and followers from doing my Lego builds mostly. Not a whole lot of Fortnite. I do enjoy the Lego builds, honestly, more. But like we've discussed, it's quite an expensive hobby. So it won't be one that I'm able to do a lot of, but here and there, occasionally type deal. It'll be nice. That type of deal, but as they come, the content will come out. Okay, extra pieces. So this is where we're at. This is our third section of the Shire. So like the third section to the house itself. I believe this will be our last bag. Yes. So bag 13 will be our last bag of the house. And then there's actually not a whole lot to this bag, which is nice. Then bag 13, 14, and 15. There's only 15 bags for this build. Will be the extras for the extra scenes. But this will be exciting to get this part done, because the little scenes I'm not too worried about. I'll do them, but those honestly shouldn't take too long. So this will be the last little bit here. I might finish everything tonight now, which would be nice. Let's see. Looks like we're doing Sam, probably. Looks like Sam. I don't know. Yep, Sam. Says it in the book. if you look, Sam's going to be holding some scissors. For some hedge clipping or something, I'm sure. I don't know. So we got Sam. And now we're going to turn it over. Angle it on. Okay, a 4x4 piece here. Yes. Honestly, like the amount of minifigs that came with this set, it's kind of crazy. So that's another thing too with these more expensive builds. They kind of make up for it. I mean, not like it's not like massively made up, but it does help with the amount of minifigs that they come with. So it helps justify it a little bit. Because the minifigs are, you know, the ones that come up with the money. Resale wise or however you want to pan it out to be. Look down the road, minifigs are what make up that price the most when you split it up. Not necessarily the pieces itself. Don't know how else to put that. Oh. Okay, we're going to do our chimney. It's so exciting to get down to this last part. As we get closer and closer, I'm just like, okay, let's get this done. All right. Anything else that I'm missing? We'll have to see. Give you guys a view as I go. Here we go. At any point, if you want to see something specific, just hop in the chat, let me know. Still kind of trying to figure out how I can do camera angles and stuff better for you guys. This is the best I've came up with so far. I've tried to do like a GoPro in the back and angle it down this way, and that didn't really work well. So still trial and error. This has seemed to work the best so far. And kind of just do it as we go type deal. Okay, glad to hear that camera works good. Yeah, right now I'm just running my iPad on a computer stand that's raised up in the air, angled down. The unfortunate part about that is though, like, it works here, right? But as you build and go on the different angles, then you don't get to see like the front as I'm working on it. So that's the downside that I don't like about it. But so far, it seems to do okay. Four by four. Coming down. Lots of flower pieces though, so that's where the details, like for the flowers and stuff, that takes the most time because they're so tiny. So tiny. Okay, now we do our little pole here with our laundry. Look at that. This is the part I always like because it's like they come up with these creative ideas of different scenes that you typically wouldn't have for Lego. And that's the part I like. Okay, so adding that to the top of the house. I'm getting closer and closer, which I love. Definitely ready to be done with this build. It's been a pain for sure. And not because it was hard. It's a pretty easy build. It's just a matter of missing those pieces. Really kind of just did it for me. Like, that shouldn't have happened. So I'm curious to see how often it actually does happen to people. And then, like, if they bought this set, did it happen to a bunch of people too? Or is it, like, just a few? I mean, I got it so early. Is that why it was missing? Like, stuff like that. Okay, now we add some flowers. It's all these tiny details with the flowers. Mainly the flowers. That's what takes the longest. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I was curious. Like, I had, like, from the sets that I've bought, I haven't had missing pieces till now. So I've got pretty lucky till this one. And then I was upset because it delays it a lot. And they don't expedite the pieces then once they're missing. Which you would think as customer service, like if they're missing pieces, you're going to want that customer happy and you're going to expedite that piece so they can get building it. That's where it would be nice, like if I had a Lego store near me, which isn't even close to me. Like mine are states away. Then you could just go buy the Lego piece, right? Like if you lived somewhere with a Lego store. But for me, it's states away. And so there's not a chance that I can be able to do it. We're coming down to the last few things. Yeah, so I didn't call. With my experience, I just did the form online. It probably could be a little bit different if you gave them a call. So, could be right there. But mine, after I did the form, it said it could be like up to 30 days. So a month is crazy. My missing pieces did ship. But it said even after, like, hey, your piece is shipped, it was like 8 to 12 days, and there's no tracking on it. So that kind of sucked. But I had a lot of extra pieces that I have put in my classroom for my kids to be able to build stuff. And I had them find the couple missing pieces that I needed. So I made that work. Because I was not waiting any longer. I wanted to get this build done. Couple more flowers. Got a tree here that we're building. Then it's pretty much done. Looks like this tree's our last little bit here. And then we put it all together. Then it's just a matter of the last couple things, obviously, for the extras, but for the house itself, it'll be done. Which is nice. And exciting. Oh no. How's that work? Okay. I'll have to be like that, I guess. Okay. You're gonna be so stoked once you see the final product. So definitely stick around because it's coming very soon. In the next couple minutes here. Huh. That's a little bit longer than it should be. So I must have used a wrong piece elsewhere, but I don't know where. So that's interesting. But it'll work. Right? I can just add it, honestly, wherever. It'll be good enough there. It's not exactly where it's supposed to go, but it'll work. So this tree is supposed to be back one more slot, but interferes with the flowers here a little bit. Got extra parts. And now we connect it to the house. So look at this beauty. Okay, there's the other sections. There you go. Look at that. that's all connected. Now I got 3 more bags of the extras, but we will finish that in a separate video. That'll be it for this video. But yeah, I'll do a little 360 here. So there's the front. This was in 3 smaller sections. So you had the middle, and then you had a small piece on this side, and then a small piece on this side. And they all just snap in together. There's the inside. You have like the little envelope burning in the fire with the ring. So there's the little ring in there you can see in the envelope. So yeah, it turned out really nice. Turned out good. Once I've got everything in. So we have that part done. Then we have Gandalf with his fire cart done. And now we just have 3 bags left for those last couple things. So probably do that early tomorrow morning. Get that done probably another hour. I would think those 3 bags would be done. I could probably push that tonight yet, but I'm hungry and need food. So we're going to call it good on that. So I appreciate Beans joining today. You were my viewer today. And we'll go from there. But definitely appreciate the support. Be looking for the video tomorrow, and then you'll get an overlook on everything. So hope you have a good rest of your night, which I suppose is probably daytime over there now. But hope you have a good day, and look forward to seeing you in chats in the future. Peace out.